Hello everybody! Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Lily and I'm so happy that you are here with me today. In today's video, I am going to show you how I alter a little golden book without using any scissors, X-Acto knife, or cutters for the actual cover. We are going to alter this book and keep it intact. We are going to save the iconic golden spine. And we're not even going to mess with it. We're not going to cut into it. We're going to leave it as it is. And the same goes with the cover. I am not going to take it apart. It is super, super easy. And I will tell you that for the past couple of years, I have been watching a lot of little golden books. And I'll tell you, I was a little bit intimidated to alter one just because of all the different methods that were out there. I finally sat down with my little collection, took a look at it, and figured it out. Figured out how it best worked for me because I didn't want to cut it. It's just too cute. I wanted to leave it as it is. And depending on your little golden book, you'll have a spine that is, a little over an inch or 1¼ inches, and I'll show you all those details. We'll go through that. And one of the other special features of my little golden book alteration is the top cover, and I embellished it using some photo matte frames, and I'll show you those and how I came across those and how the idea came about. So I happen to have a second Peter Rabbit little golden book that I will alter to mimic the exact one that I had previously made. And this is a small collection of my little golden books. I've been collecting these for a few years now. Some of them are more tattered than others. These go back to the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. But I thought I would show you with the Peter Rabbit because I have two. And if I'm going to show you the one that I made, I thought it would be perfect to recreate it with another Peter Rabbit book. So these are the insides. And if you've ever taken one apart, there are two small signatures in the little golden books. And so like I said, or have I said that we're only going to use a minimal amount of tools? Minimal. We're not even going to use scissors or a cutter. I'm going to use my bone folder to take it apart. A bone folder is perfect because you don't want to damage the spine or the signatures on the inside. We're going to salvage it as it is. The first one that I had made was a little bit more weathered than this one. This one's actually in much better condition, so it'll be much easier. Right now I am trying to look for the center of the book, and if you don't quite find the center, that's okay. I figured out it doesn't really make a big difference, but if you do find the center, it might make it just a tiny bit easier. Whatever works for you, but try to find the center and then grab your bone folder, and we are going to pry right into the center of the book and just gently poke and twist. Poke and twist very gently. What we're doing is trying to loosen the paper clips that are attaching the two signatures, and there's only two paper clips, and they are about a couple inches from the top and the bottom. And so then once you've kind of poked it and twisted your bone folder to separate or to kind of mark or identify where the staples are, then very gently you're just going to pull it apart and go easy. Remember, we're not trying to tear the pages nor the spine, so we're just going to separate it, and it's pretty easy. And then your signatures will just come out effortlessly. It really was effortlessly. And gently take those apart and set them aside. If you're going to use them for your junk journal, just clip them together. If you want to keep them in order, just use a clip and set them aside. So that was it. No scissors, no knife, no cutter, nothing. Tell me that wasn't easy, you guys. And I'm telling you, I have watched hundreds of videos, and they were a little intimidating, but you know, I didn't see one quite like this. I'm sure there's one out there. I haven't seen it, and so I just had to figure it out on my own. The other thing that I did is I'm giving you two options here on what to do with the actual staples. You can take your bone folder and you can fold the little prongs. Is that what they are? Prongs down. Because we're going to cover it anyway to strengthen that spine, to give it more stability, more sturdiness. So you could fold them down in either direction. I showed you can fold them into each other or away from each other. But if you happen to have some wire cutters, you don't have to have them. This is completely optional. You can just go right down to the bottom of the little prong and snip it. I'm covering with my hand because I don't want those little shards coming at me. So safety first. Protect your eyes. Even if you're wearing glasses. I'm wearing glasses, and I didn't want those things flying all over the place. Plus, I wanted to collect them and properly discard them because I walk around my room barefoot, and we don't want those stabbing our toes. So be careful when you take those apart if that is what you decide to do. So look at how cute that little book is. Oh my gosh. And you know I am going to alter every single one that I showed you earlier. Every single one, you guys. I'm so excited. This is going to be such a fun little project. So there you go. There is your spine. Without cutting it, we're not going to extend it either. I've seen a lot of the little golden books with an extended spine, which is fine. But we're going to leave this one as it is. And we're going to strengthen it with some cardboard. And I even thought about layering some heavy cardstock to do this, but I came across this thin and sturdy piece of corrugated cardboard, and it actually came from, I'm repurposing, this little piece of cardboard came from some bed sheets that I purchased, and that was inside to keep the bed sheets together. So you know I wasn't going to throw that away. So I am measuring, this spine is just a little bit over an inch. So what you do is you measure the width of your spine, right where the golden foil is, and you cut your strip of sturdy cardboard. And you want to get it as thin as possible. So this is the thinnest one that I have that I knew would be perfect for this. Now this one, just for the sake of time, I cut in advance based on the measurements from the book on the left. The book on the left has a spine of 1 1/4 inches. And even though this is the exact same book, this spine was just a little over an inch. Maybe about an inch. So I am trimming away about 1/4 inch from the pre-cut cardboard. And I'm just showing you how easy it was. Now be careful, go easy with that X-Acto knife. So just score it very slowly, very gently, because you see my thumb there? We don't want to cut into my thumb, and I don't want you cutting into your fingers either. So just gently score it once and then go over it a couple of times until you've made that cut. And test it out, make sure it is the right size, make sure it nests perfect between the front and the back cover. It looks like I still need a snippet, just a tiny bit to trim off, so I will do it again. So this is about the only tool that I use, and it's not even for the cover. It's for the embellishments. That's it. I've seen a lot of other books where they've used fabric. You could also leave it as it is, and then you'll have like a floppy, is that the right term? Little floppy book. So there are so many options and so many ideas were going through my mind as I was trying to create this. But most importantly, I knew that I wanted to leave the cover intact and save that golden spine. Because, you know, that's what makes the little golden book. So why are we going to cut it off? Save it, everybody. There we go. And now it is perfect. I have cut it down to size. And all I need to do next is to glue it in place. So I'm going to use fabric tack for this, or it could be 3-in-1. To me, they're both the same type of glue. And let me show you what I did. So I had to pour the fabric tack into a new bottle because I left it unopened and upside down in one of my cups. Can you believe that? And it all spewed out. Shame on me. Shame on me for not sealing it back up. And so now I have this blob of plastic. It turned to plastic, which is really cool because it dried. It doesn't dry tacky. It dries clear, and it's pliable. So if that's what you're going for, you can make your own blob too. So I was able to salvage a little bit of the glue, and I happen to have this extra bottle. So now we're going to glue it in place. And this adhesive dries fairly quick. But I will get some clips to hold it in place. I honestly can't get over how stinking cute the book turned out. And I'm not even done. That cover that you're looking at on the left-hand side, I still want to further embellish the top of it. I have a couple ideas. And this is only video 1, so I will have a follow-up video to this where I show you once I have the signatures put in, and then also the front cover is fully embellished. But there is your cover with the spine intact, and it's roomy enough to do one signature with about 20 pages, 80 pages front and back, or 2 signatures, each 10 pages. Perfect. I've already done the math. I've already figured it out for you, but you can add as little or as many pages as you want. But that's what I'm going to do. And that'll be in the future video. So today we're just talking about the cover. So stinking cute. Look at how easy that was, you guys. I think it took me, 15 minutes? Well, in this video, it took me 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes to create that. Okay, and this is what we're going to do with the cover. Oh my gosh! I was going through my stash and I found these frames. These are sturdy photo mat frames. Photo mat frame inserts. I think that's what they are. And I've had these for a while. I bought them in one of those grab bags that you can purchase at the thrift stores, because there was something else in that bag that I was eyeing, and these just happened to be in there, and I put them away. I'm like, I don't know what to do with you, but I will save you. And one of these days, I will use you. And that is today, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the day. Now, in my scrapbooking, I love using little frames, especially the Heidi Swap little photo frames, to place over pictures. And not to, just I highlight certain sections of pictures and place the little frames over it. I wish I had a sample to show you. But this is basically the same thing. It's taking a frame and just placing it over a portion of your image to highlight that image, which I did with Peter Rabbit. And all kinds of ideas were going through my mind. I was thinking about Mod Podging, say it slowly, Mod Podging the frame, or painting it, or just covering it with paper, with beautiful scrapbooking paper, and I went with the latter idea. So I have this beautiful 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper with gold foil hearts. And yes, a round of applause, everybody. We know how much I love the heart shape. I love it so much. And then when it's a gold foil, this one might be a little bit of a rose gold. I wish you were sitting here with me so you could see it and admire it, because it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. That's why I'm making two. And I'm showing you how I measured. So if you have a frame, or if you don't have a frame, you can cut a frame from a heavyweight cardstock. You don't have to have a frame to do this, because after I did this video, I practiced making frames from heavy cardstock, and it works. So you could do both. So now that I have cut the scrapbooking paper down to size, on this one though, so notice that on my photo frame there, it's a double mat, and so I am just trimming away. I remembered I had to trim away an extra 1/4 of an inch of that inside mat, so it fits perfectly over that top mat. Am I making sense? Are my visuals good? I know there's a lot, with these particular ones, there was a lot of measuring, and there was fussy cutting to get it to the right size, but that's because this is what I have to work with. If I come across some inexpensive mats in the future, I like the way the double mat looks, because it gives it a dimensional aesthetic to it, or it looks great with that double mat. You can kind of see a little bit of it on the right hand side, but a single mat would be just fine too. But this is what we have, and this is what I'm working with, and so it is fussy, and I'm not going to go and cut this one out. I'm basically just showing you what I did, because I already cut it to save some time. I didn't save much time because I'm still showing you how I did it. But just in case you want to know. And if I don't show you every single thing, please ask me in the comments below. I am happy to answer all of your questions. So if I'm not being clear, or if I miss something, please just let me know, because sometimes I can go on a tangent, or I get sidetracked. Oh, look, a squirrel. So please leave me a comment below if you have any questions or comments. And so I'm just marking there and kind of highlighting with pencil the section that I'm going to cut with my X-Acto knife. And ta-da! The magic of television. Do you remember that phrase? And with the magic of television, ta-da! So you see that double mat right there? I am going to take an alcohol marker, and I'm going to highlight or color that inside mat. And I went through all of my green colored alcohol markers to find one that closely matched the green on the front cover, because I wanted it to blend in effortlessly, or seamlessly. Why is it that when I'm recording I forget how to speak? I promise you I know how. And I'm really happy about using an alcohol marker, because I'm trying to use supplies that I haven't used in a really long time. And so this video nails all of those I haven't used in a long time, items I haven't used. The frames that I've been hoarding for a long time because I honestly didn't know how to use them. Alcohol markers that sit and look pretty on my bookshelf. And then my collection of little golden books that I've had for several years now. I dust them every single week, but now we're going to use them. So excited. So I just go over that inside frame just a couple times, and it's going to appear somewhat darker, but as I let the book sit overnight, that one on the right hand side, it actually absorbed into the photo mat, and it lightened up a little bit, and it looks great. So I'm hoping this one will do that as well. It hasn't quite sat overnight yet. I'm so excited, so looking forward to finishing all of the little golden books, and then doing a future video with a little flip through of all of those. And I feel that these are going to go super, super fast. Look at how cute that looks. Oh my gosh, stop it, stop it. So cute. So my first video for July was going to be a Christmas in July video, but then I got sidetracked with this idea, and so I may not do Christmas in July video because I was going to work on Christmas toppers. I still want to work on the Christmas junk journal toppers, but I don't know if I'll get to them in July. I will try. No guarantee, because this one, I had to jump on this one. So now we're going to place the beautiful scrapbooking paper right over the frame. And it just changes the entire aesthetic of that frame. And then once it's placed over the book, oh my gosh, absolutely gorgeous, you guys. So sometimes, I'm telling you this from experience, that there are so many things that I'm sure we all want to do. So many projects that we want to work on. And sometimes we just don't have the right mindset, or like there's something you want to work on something, but you're not quite sure how to do it. And in my case, this idea, or this to-do has been lingering for a couple years. And I thought for sure it would sit around for maybe a couple more. And so when I finally came across the frame, it was just, the light bulb went on, and I knew instantly that I needed to use the frame on the cover. So even though it took a few years to finally get to these, it was worth the wait. And look at how stinking cute that looks. I just can't get over it. I don't know how many times I'm going to say stinking cute in this video, but you're going to keep hearing it over and over again. And I have added these corners to the books. Now, these are not book corners, you guys. These are actually meant for wood projects, to be nailed down to the corners of wood plaques. But when I saw them, and then I saw that little heart, I knew that I could easily use these as either photo corners or book corners. And I was just showing you that this little kit comes with nails, so you can hammer it onto the wood plaque. But what I have done is I used some of the fabric tack to adhere them. It sat overnight, and they are glued on there. But for this book, I'm going to use Ranger's Matte Gel Medium. And this is an adhesive that I have been using for a long time to glue down heavier embellishments, especially like on my scrapbooking pages. And it works just fine. And it didn't take too long for it to dry or to hold in place. But I will let it sit overnight to make sure that it really, really sticks on there. And I'm being generous with it because I want to make sure that it is going to stick down. And we'll talk about how well it stuck in the next video, because it's still kind of sitting overnight, or it needs to sit overnight. It's not quite there yet. I just finished making these. Super, super cute. And each pack came with 4 corners. And so I've used 2 packages. And if you're interested in knowing where I purchased these, I think they came from Hobby Lobby, from the wood aisle, where you have all the little wood plaques and embellishments. That's the aisle I found it in. But look at how cute. I've never used the book corners in any of my journals. I did purchase some just recently so that I might use them in the future. But when I came across them, I knew it would be perfect for these, especially because that first book, the corners were a little bit tattered. I did have to kind of use glue as a sealer for the corners. I mean, you know, these books are 29 years old. They're going to have a little bit of wear, but that's what gives them even more character. My idea when I first purchased these was to use them in my on my fabric journals and stitch them to the corners, because you can do that with these. They have those little openings where it would be easy to thread a needle through. That was my initial idea. But they look so good. They match so well with the hearts on the frame. So cute. It looks cute right now. I could have just left it and walked away and called it good. But once you take the frame and you place that frame over Peter Rabbit, he just pops. It just completely transforms the look of the book, or of the future journal, the journal cover. So I'm just gently pressing them down to make sure that they stay in place. They are still a little bit wiggly. Because the glue hasn't set. It took a few minutes for it to set to keep the corners from moving around. But we're going to let it sit there for a minute. And let's take a look at how beautiful the frame looks. Look at that. And the other thing I didn't want to do is cover the little golden book words right up on top. I want to make sure that that is visible, though it's pretty obvious that it is a little golden book, but I didn't want to cover up everything from the front. And then because I couldn't stop with just the frame, I took some of my favorite trim. I think I only have a yard left of this trim, maybe a yard and a half, and I can't find it anywhere else. I love this so much. I bought it a few years ago. I think it came from Michael's. So every once in a while I will go and peruse the trim aisle at Michael's, but they haven't had it back in a long time. It is a brushed gold, and it's a vinyl trim. And those scallops are just so beautiful. And it complements the cover so well. And to stick this one down, I used the fabric tack. So I just kind of go back and forth between these three adhesives. I'm sure I could have just used the one for everything. I just want to make sure that everything is going to stick down. Dabbing a little bit of glue, and now I will place that trim down. Hope everyone is off to a great start. Let me take a little sip of my coffee. Cheers to you, my friends. It is Independence Day weekend here. Hope you are all having a great holiday weekend, taking it easy. I am going to be playing tennis this morning if it doesn't get too hot, because we're looking in the high 90s. And then on 4th of July, on Monday, I am participating in another 5K with my family. my oldest daughter teases us, and she says, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm part of that family that gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go running." Yes, you are, my dear. Yes, you are. Now, notice how I said I was not running a 5K. I am participating in a 5K. Same difference. It'll be fun. So I hope you're all going to be having some fun activities this holiday weekend. I am ready to commit, you guys. I am gluing everything down. When I was working on the first junk journal cover, I actually called my sister and I just said, "Sister, you won't believe what I just did. Look at what I just did." And then I sent her a video. And I loved her reaction. I think it left her speechless, and then, wow, followed by a wow. And that's the reaction I wanted. Well, from her. Because that was my reaction, and I wanted someone to share the same with me. So she really liked it. She thought it was super, super cute as well. And so I told her that she should get busy and also work on a few, because her collection is just as big as my collection, maybe even bigger. She probably has a bigger collection of little golden books. And we find these in yard sales and thrift stores. And so we've probably paid anywhere between 50 cents, 75 cents. Some of them are $1. I think the most I've paid for one of these is $2. Because some of the others are really, really beat up. They were loved. Lots of love. Look at that, you guys. Look at that cover. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So now I'm just pressing it down in place. Make sure that it doesn't move around, and I make sure it's going to dry exactly where I place it. Oh, so cute. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate your feedback. So my camera stopped recording, and so I had to reset it, and that also gave us some time for this to dry. I probably just took a 10-minute pause. And the corners are now not moving. They are not completely dry. I'll give it 24 hours, and then in the next video, we'll talk about how well they adhered. And that little golden spine just needs a little bit of repair. Again, the book is 29 years old, and the back of that staple kind of tore through the gold foil. So I am just going to give it a little bit of glue to seal it so it prevents any further tears or damage to the spine. I thought about doing a layer of matte medium or Mod Podge on the entire cover, but I wasn't sure if it would dull the gold spine or the gold foil, and I didn't want to do that. And I also thought about doing the same thing to the heart frame, but I also didn't want the matte medium to dull the shine on those cute little hearts. So we left it as it is. After all, it is paper, and we all know how to handle paper with care. And that I think will seem to do the trick. Just add a little bit of glue, and then I'm just slightly moistening my finger on a wet rag and just kind of go over it to smooth out the glue and kind of pick up any excess. Oh my goodness. So carefully picking it up to show you how it's coming along. This video is about 30 minutes long, you guys. That is how long it'll take you to work on a cover and have it turn out this cute. I will continue to further embellish it. So this is just the start. I have some ideas. I'm not sure what I will do, but I know it will be dimensional. And then on the inside cover, I also plan on adding a little bit of trim right along the edges of where I added that piece of cardboard on the inside. So still a lot of details that I need to go through. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. We're just getting started, everybody. If you are watching this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, I invite you to join me on my YouTube journey. These are some of the embellishments that I recently discovered in my stash. They're like a little rubber, but look at that cute little bunny and that cute little flower. So I'm thinking I might add these just where they are, right there. I haven't committed yet, but they're looking pretty cute right where they are. And then I also plan on adding an eyelet closure. So many more little details, but look at how cute. This one has the 1 1/4 inch spine. And the newer one from today has a 1 inch spine, but they are both, it worked out perfect. So subscribe so that you can receive notifications of my future videos where I continue to work on these journals, further embellish, and and maybe continue to work on a few others as well. So I invite you, join me. Please subscribe, please comment down below. And if you give me a thumbs up, that'll really help me so that other people in the YouTube community can also see and get this in their recommendation feed. So yes, thank you. Look at how cute that little bunny. Oh my, I went hunting on the internet to look for more of these little rubber bunnies and I couldn't find any more. I think they are from Chamel Glitter Girl, but I'm not sure because I didn't find it. So if you know where I can find more of these cute little bunnies, please let me know. So ta-da, those are my journals. So stinking cute. And also I'm going to bring in a shameless plug. I made these just recently. They are cute little house envelope pockets and also these other altered window envelopes. If you would like to see how I make these cute little house envelopes or the window envelope pockets, I will have the videos linked down below so you can go over and take a look at these. These are so cute, and I'm showing them because I will be adding them in the future to these junk journals. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you so much, and stick around because I will have follow-up videos to this. Take care. Bye!